It's been over 10 months since Typhoon Morakot cut a swathe of destruction across Taiwan. Some areas are still struggling to recover, but engineers came up with an ingenious way to repair a broken stretch of Highway 21 in Nantou County. Lacking the earth needed to fill a huge hole 52 meters deep at the 122-kilometer marker, the repairmen used containers filled with earth and stacked on top of each other to provide a temporary foundation for the road. A total of 230 containers in 13 rows were bolted to the mountain side where the Wugan River comes tumbling down. They were placed in steps to deflect the water and in an arch to dissipate stress to either side of the structure. Amazingly, it only took 15 days to build. We went to Nantou to find out more. This was Highway 21 at the 122-kilometer marker where it crossed the Wugan River before Typhoon Morakot. And this is what the Nantou County road looked like after the disaster. The foundations were swept away, leaving a gap of over 52 meters. Yet in 15 short days, traffic is rolling along the repaired highway. The secret is in the foundations under the road, which are made of containers piled on top of each other.
We found this section the most difficult. The slope above was still crumbling and rock falls were coming down. About 20,000 square meters of soil and rock had collapsed. We didn't have enough earth to refill the gap, and the safety at the foot of the slope was very limited. After brainstorming, we came up with this container construction method.
The so-called container construction method means pushing steel bars through a container and drilling it into the slope. Then it's filled with earth to make it heavier and stop it moving about under pressure. In the same way, other containers are added on top, making a row of T-shaped steps that dissipates the impact of a torrent of water.
The T-shape can soak up stress of a flood. It stops the water flowing directly down and hitting the bottom of our slope, where the weaker shell foundation is. The overlapping steps work by dividing the force. So if one container is loose, the force of the water will be spread, and the whole thing won't collapse.
Piled 13 high, a total of 230 containers make a wall where Highway 21 crosses the Wugan River. The containers are placed in an arch shape to soak up stress and divert it to the sides.
With the arch, when the water flows down, the force of the current will be spread out to both sides, which are solid rock, and exert an opposite force, so the stress is dispersed.
Every step and every design is thoroughly tested, so when disaster strikes, the temporary road will do its job.
Our construction isn't done in a haphazard way. The whole project goes through safety stress analysis, but we need appropriate safety. If it rains 20 millimeters or 100, 200, 300 millimeters and breaks, the public won't be able to accept that. You saw last year, in the biggest shower of 300 millimeters, it was fine. That shows the physics we took into consideration worked out.
It may be quick to build and safe to drive over, but this temporary road cannot match the strength of the original steel and concrete structure. That's why the engineers always have an eye on the weather. For ordinary drivers, the best advice is to avoid mountain roads that are prone to rock slides when warnings are in place.